Shut her down.
We have a turbo.
It's officially doing one turbo, but after years of waiting, we're finally drag rail. So this is a 55 horsepower, highly too heavy for it to go really fast in the 8th mile. Well, today, like methanol and maybe some nitro. So over to Ike.
Okay, so the plan is this turbo is off of it for this engine. This engine has about 55 horsepower right now. Maybe we'll get into the 80s. I'm pretty confident of it.
So Charles and Ike are going to run to the store to get some tubing for on our Langmuir Systems Crossfire Pro CNC plasma. So here's 2 out of and stuff too. Looks like Ike's getting started removing the metal.
About time.
Hey man, 0 oil pressure. Shut her down.
Oh, there it is.
Looks funnier without it.
It's gonna look a lot better with big old.
Idea why it would have road rash on it. You know what gets my wheels turning, Charles?
What's that, man?
Come, get you a shirt.
So a turbo installation, you have quite a lot of the 670 has a built-in oil pump that we're going to tap into. We don't 1 or 2 minutes at a time. We're going to be using an alternative fuel that helps cool the engine. Accomplish fueling on a turbo swap that I know of is going to be a blow-through car. It would be about $2,500, and we might be able to accomplish it a lot cheaper than that. The challenge with that is that your fuel pressure needs out of the carburetor. We've run into that in the past. The simplest, then it goes through the turbocharger into the intake. The downside with this is because all we're doing is lining up and going full throttle. And it's a pull through to work, but that's the simplest way, and it's drag racing. It's really just hitting the gate.
So what I was thinking is something about right here with the turbo. We have fresh air going in here, and air coming out, boosted air passages, which we're not going to use because we're just going to be drag racing. Oiling system, we have the oil inlet right here. We have the oil outlet going right into this crank. Pretty sure that's a one-way valve.
Oh boy.
So, so what's up? I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere around this point right here. Here a little bit. This is going to go right into. So let's start with the exhaust and go from there.
Okay.
Turbocharger.
We might have to unhook the fuel line. Close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
Expecting that thing to just rip
Fresh
all to
coat of
pieces.
silicone.
That'll
Yeah.
hold 8.
This one's doesn't have.
No,
any
no,
of the-
no. Like the whole turbo. Going like race
Dang it,
car
Charles.
stuff. Race car. They put the turbos right up
Oh,
front.
All right, I think you're.
I think that looks cool. I'm for it. Right about here. Exhaust piping. This is going to need to go to our flange and do the same with the other side. And that's going to be
I made a collector 2-in-1 because I'm wanting that to be our final. You know, I was gonna cut this and make it fit in here.
Ramp.
Yep, and I like that better.
Yeah.
Easy. And I'm ready to boost. Cover.
All right, covered. On there.
And like I said before, a turbo is never a blind spot.
Injection.
at the end of the day, we want to drive down the driveway and make turbocharged pipe. So I'm going to build a new our intakes here on the Crossfire Pro.
The Langmuir Crossfire Pro looks great, and I'll just say I applied eyeball. Yeah, I didn't. There's no gapping on this, but off going on to each side of the engine. I'm gonna go ahead and weld it up so we can get this thing. I'm gonna 2-bolt this thing up, and I know pipe, depending on what hose we use to connect
the system for the turbo. What I'm doing is I'm just kind of, and it's going to be feeding our turbo.
Allen bolts sometimes when with your exhaust when the clearance is over to Allen's.
So here's the final piece of the oiling circuit, because I'm not a 13, it's 12. So this is what we got. I had the original gauge that we installed 5 years ago or something, full oil gauge. Well, what I've done is I cut the line, and one end is going to the oil pressure gauge. Less now.
It's having to do a little bit more work.
Well, as long as the pressure's 30 and above, I should make sure it's okay, because I don't want to starve any of the bottom.
The oil system is almost done. We just need a simple return line from the. Should have an update for us soon on the charge pipe, but we're getting really close.
Clock the turbo. We can't. This one is, we can't clock. Unfortunately, we got a little bit of an upturn on this.
That we can clock and get this whole, just all of our piping a lot shorter. It's eBay knockoff, so we're gonna see what happens.
No, I cut it too short.
But no, it's all right. It's all right. But it should make.
I forgot to show axe on this inside piece, so that way the hose clamp has something to bite on. It's hot. It's like watching somebody get shocked by an electric fence.
Gauge here. I do not have a T heel slit in the hose here, and I'm gonna slide the. Yeah.
There we go. That's what we're doing.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
Right.
Needle in the vein.
Yeah, man. We're good.
This passes down the dragster.
Yeah,
No, I'm gonna fix
We'll never
that.
fix it.
I'm
gonna fix
next
it.
time. Yeah.
all right. Let's go.
95 octane Sunoco Optima right now. We're not doing crazy fuel yet.
With this hooked up
Right now, pinch it. That was like 8 packs. Before, but like I'm willing to. It still sounds good, and like
Yep.
response
is pretty good.
is decent.
Yeah.
Here, that can you explain it? What was happening?
It's, I have to look it up exactly what it is, but
It's like an exhaust pressure relief.
yeah. So when it gets opened up, we're losing.
Open.
Yeah.
And then when Charles pinched the line,
That was no load, so
Yeah.
we don't. Yeah, it might make more
under load for more than this
Yeah.
line keeps collapsing.
on idle. It's the.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just thinking it wants more, so it's sucking that hose in.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It's because the engine it's breathing in.
Yeah.
And
we're
it's
gonna intake before the carburetor.
Yep.
So there's going to be,
I gotta get a spray.
or we're gonna have to come up with a stiffer hose. And I thought it was gonna run. Yeah, the 420, except the manifold looks better than what we with the pull-through carburetor setup. And this one, I like it. So we bypassed the waste gauge, but you know we got a little boost gauge here. So as long as it, Charles, thank you for putting that spring in. He put a spring in the, or even better. It was running great before, but hopefully it runs even.
Did our aluminum
Oh, found all the neutrals.
Did we lose our key? Another one.
Okay. So I guess the key slipped out of place because we
Out the hole.
Yeah, we floored it with the key probably like 10% in place.
See if we can jam another one in there and do it again.
Yeah.